Let's take a look at how we can use some of the starter content that comes with Unreal Engine to build a little room like this that includes some props. The way that we can do this is by first navigating to an open space in our level, and then if we go to the lower left under starter content, find the architecture folder, and let's start with this piece of geometry that's called wall door, and drag it in. And then we'll get the one that says that's called wall window and drag that in. And we haven't yet talked about how to move, rotate, or scale items. You can see actually that by default we have arrows here on this object after it's been dragged in, which means we can move it along these different axes to be where we want. Or if we want to rotate, we can press E on the keyboard, or R will let us scale the object. So W to move, E to rotate, R to scale. You could also click on these buttons up here at the top. So I'll press W, and E to rotate. I'm going to rotate over 90 degrees. And I'll zoom in a little bit here to the side, W, and move that back about there. I want to make a copy of this object, so I'll just press Control W. Control C, Control V would also work to copy paste, but Control W does it in one button. And let's copy this again. Another way we can copy something is by Alt dragging. So I'll hold the Alt key and then drag over. And E to rotate. Rotate that 90 degrees and move this over here like so. That's decently lined up. Okay, and let's put a roof on now. And let's see. I'm going to intentionally choose one that is the wrong size. Okay. Let's see. We'll put this up here. And E. Rotate that over 90 degrees. W to move. My mouse isn't working correctly. There we go. And we can make this bigger by scaling it. So I'll press R, and then I'll drag on this blue handle, and that should cover the whole roof. Yeah, that looks fine. Let me move it over just a little bit more. Okay. And now let's put some stuff inside the house. Or actually, let's start on the outside. We'll go to props, and I'll just drag in a couple of bushes for some decoration out front. There we go. And let's put a rock in the back corner. I'll drag in this SM rock. I guess that stands for small rock. Let's put a lamp on the ceiling. We'll go to this SM lamp ceiling and drag this up onto the ceiling. And I want to get that lined up so that it is in the center of the room. And so the way that we can do that is by, in the top left, by default, we're looking in our perspective window, but we can, if we click on this, go to the top view. And so now we have a wireframe view of our room. Now, this is actually the room that I've already built, though, so I want to go to the other one. Now, I could navigate over just by using this hand and dragging with the right mouse button, or because I have that lamp still selected, I can press F, and that will focus us in on that lamp. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. And let's go back to perspective just by clicking on this and perspective. Okay. Oh, you know, I forgot to tell you about a couple of buttons. Q and E move us up and down. Okay, so W forward, S back, A left, D right, Q down, E up. And let's drag a table in as well. And actually, let's get this centered as well. I'll go back to the top viewport. There we go, perspective. And let's drag a light in as well so that it will actually be more like real life. And it's not quite lined up. Let me move it up. I need a little bit more control too. You can see it's snapping right now. So we can turn off our move snaps by going up to, I think it's this button. Yeah, so you can see it moves much more smoothly. Now it's not snapping anymore. Oh, now it's coming through the side. That looks better. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Now let's put a little sculpture on top of the table. So we'll go back to props, and where is it? The little statue. And what you'll see is it's a bit too tall. It's about to hit that lamp. So let's scale this down. So if we go into the details panel here and under scale, make sure that the lock button is turned on so that it scales uniformly, and let's set this to 0.5. Maybe 0.75. Oops, 0.75. And let's change the material too. So we have other starter materials that we could use. I'm going to use a gold material. I'll drag that on. Oh, you know, actually, I think that this is showing up shiny like this because of what I put over here. Hold on a second. I want to illustrate something for you. I'm going to delete this so that we're starting from scratch. I think I may have accidentally deleted something there. Okay, so this has a gold material applied to it, but you can see it doesn't look shiny at all. That's because we don't have a reflection capture on this thing. So let's go to, in our mode panel here, I'll just type in REF so we can search for reflection stuff. And we'll drag in the sphere reflection capture and just place it next to this sculpture. And so that basically just, it provides more of a real world simulation to make shiny things look shiny. Okay, and let's do a couple more things here and then we'll be finished. Let's go under particles, and oh no, let me see. Yeah, I guess particles is what we want. We'll go to particles and fire, P fire. Drag that in. So there will be a surprising fire to the person who enters the room. And one final thing I would like to place in here is sound. So if we go to audio, and which one did I use last time? Starter birds, or no, starter background cue is what we want rather. Let's drag that in. And so now, if we make sure that this is set to VR preview and click on the play button, we should be able to put our headsets on and walk into that room. Let's see, which is the new one I made? I think it's this one.